Well, hey everyone, it's Marcus, and I am in my jungle room again. I'm heading to the eastern states where I'm talking to an Australian music superstar. We're going to find out why. It's going to be major. Please, everybody, welcome Swanee, known as John Swan. Hey, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Oh my gosh, John, not too bad. I am so thrilled to talk to you today because last time we spoke, you gave hints of a new album coming out. This
Yep.
time when we speak, the album has come out. It is known as the comeback album.
Yeah,
Coincidentally, it's called Believe. Now, there's a singer in America, I don't know if you know her, Cher. Her big comeback album was called Believe as well.
well, me and her, take a look at the face.
Similarities. Now, can we just talk about the album for a quick second? Joe, I mean, there's some unknowns. I mean, you've done some just collabs here with some random riffraff. Joe
Yeah.
Camilleri, Diesel, John Stevens, Dave Gleason, Colin Hay, Jack Jones, Wendy Matthews, Russell Morris, Ian Moss, Rick Springfield, Jimmy, and Mahalia as well. I mean, what? Was Lady Gaga not available?
Well, she was, but Mahalia sort of fit. Jesus Christ Superstar. What can I say? Lady Gaga, Jesus Christ Superstar. Come on, Jesus.
Now, the
No,
album has been out for a good week and a half-ish now. Congratulations, seriously.
thank you, son.
Has been reviewed by The Nation as just incredible and just, absolutely back in fine form. Tell us about the album. What inspired it?
Uh, I, you know, you get to a certain age, you won't know about that yet. You get to a certain age, and you're just lying there reflecting on, what you've done, what you want to do, what is it on your bucket list that you need to do. I'm not talking about want to do. I don't need to do. Like because that's what keeps us alive. We've got to be going forward all the time and positively. And I thought, well, one thing I've definitely got to do is record with both of my brothers,
Yeah,
Alan and Jimmy.
yeah.
Alan's a great little songwriter, a good singer, but he didn't want to be part of the competition between Jim and I, because everybody said he sounds like Jimmy, he sounds like John. Well, of course he does. He's the little brother. He was in the bottom bunk, and you know, I was really pleased when Jim got back to me and said, this is a great idea. I like it. This is before all the rest of the guys had agreed to do it because I hadn't sent them the text. I only sent Jim that same text. So I sent the same text I sent Jim to my friends, people who I love and I cherish. Like we've been friends. It's not we've been friends, like sort of big deal. It's like I value friendship more than anything else. And my friends in Adelaide and Sydney and Melbourne have been my friends, the same friends since I was a child, And we watched each other grow up. We slept in each other's couch with each other's girlfriends and, like all the usual stuff. But more than that, we've seen each other grow up. We
Yeah.
we seen the pain that each one was going through during their journey. This isn't an easy journey, this rock and roll business, like
Mm.
I had, as you know, I had a massive cocaine problem and I was an alcoholic, and that was right up until I was 50.
Yep.
So I just decided that's it. I was smoking like 100 cigarettes a day because of the drugs and that, like so I put them down and I just said that's it, no more. And I give up drugs, cigarettes, and alcohol the same day. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, I now go around to the schools and talk to the kids about it. And I take things like this, the album, because this is what you need to do. Young kids today are losing their their chutzpah, their mojo. They're if they don't get on The Voice, they're disappointed. Like
Yep.
no, The Voice isn't going to make you a star. You'll be there for 3 weeks and then you'll be, but you signed up for the rest of your life. No, I've got nothing against The Voice. It's good. I heard Sting do a big rap on he's right down on the voice things because the kids don't get to go around the country, meet people face to face, and take your single and take it. In my day, it was a cassette, like.
Yeah.
In fact, in my day, it was
In my
wind up
day,
record.
when I was a young kid.
Luxury, luxury. We used to just take the album, the single in, and the guy would say, "Okay, I'll give it one play, and if the people ring up and they like it, we'll play it again." And that was, but you've developed a relationship with the guy who was working in that station. No, we went from station to station to station to station to right round the country,
Yeah.
10, 15 times. They don't get that because even though you're going around the country to promote something, before you have something, you have to get people on side so that when they hear you, they ring up the radio station and say, I really like it. You know, I had a drink with him last night. You know, he slept next to my puppy and he was really cool. You know, like, and
Uh,
it's building a relationship with your audience. They don't get to do that. The audience is immediately, we're in love with you. You're the best. You know, because we voted for you. Well, they've only heard them for 6 weeks, you know, and the kids have got. Um, my friends are Gary Pinto. I don't know if you know him. He's a
yeah, I do.
big,
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful guy.
Incredible,
Great singer,
incredible voice.
wonderful singer. Now he used to do the vocal coaching, and there's a few other people that do the vocal coaching, and you know, I don't disrespect them, but they're teaching them what the voice's criteria is. They're not giving them the soul. You got to have soul. You got to sing from your heart. You know, you don't have to be the best, but if you sing from your heart, you got to get through to people. You know, somebody out there is going to go, "You're singing my song," you know. And you know, I I really wanted to try and get around the schools and stuff and tell the kids the way it is. It's not glorious, it's not glamorous sort of, you know, the drugs, the alcohol, the women, and all the rest of the stuff you squandered. um, I I think it's about developing a relationship with yourself and practicing your ass off until you need to practice another hour after that. You know, when you think you've done enough, do it again. You know,
Yeah.
and that, I still do that now. I'm 73 and I've just put my guitar down because I put my makeup on for you. So
Looking
yeah,
fabulous.
thank you. And but the whole point being, every one of these guys were all doing the same thing. I would go to Melbourne and I'd be sleeping on their couch. I would go to Sydney, I'd be sleeping. Brisbane, sleeping on their couch. You know, we were in bands together, and when one of us couldn't make it, the other one would turn up and fill in for their band. You know, because that's how well we knew each other. We could go along and say, okay, um, gonna see my baby tonight. Yep, got it. Yep, no worries. You know, and you know, everybody was supportive. Now they're undercutting each other. They'll get a little gig in a corner for, say, $150. Meantime, the guy who's running the bar, or the guy who owns the pub, has got his bar takings are like this big, you know, and you're getting that much of it. And I tried to tell him a little bit about the business, and you know, I'm so blessed that if you, I don't know if you've seen Diesel's podcast. He does a podcast
I
too.
love
It's,
Diesel. Mark's a
yeah,
top guy.
he's just such a gentleman. He's
Yeah,
still the same as what he was. He's my brother-in-law. You know, he
yeah,
married
yeah.
Jimmy's sisters, who's absolutely drop dead gorgeous. You know, like, um, and so is his wife. Um, he's he's a he's a very special soul. You know, nothing's any problem. He woke me up and he said, I've written a song after he said yes on the text, you know, because they all said yes at the same time. You know,
Yeah,
this is 13 people. You don't expect the
yeah.
people of this caliber to come back that quickly.
Bang.
So they gave me that, and
That's
it was
credit
like,
to you, John.
no, it's the credit to their friendship. You know,
Yeah.
that's the type of people they are. And, you know, I'm privileged to be in amongst that, you know, like, and I've been part of it. Um, I mean, Christ, I've seen them go through heartaches, you know, with Noiseworks, with when Chet died, and Chet was in Feather with us, Black Feather, in the old days. He was 16, just turned 16, you know, and we were supporting Robin Trower and
Yeah.
Bad Company and all these other people, and a 16-year-old getting the opportunity to do that, he took advantage of it, and he became such a great session player. He became a great songwriter. uh, so many times I've sat in with sessions when they've been doing songwriting things with John Stevens and Chet. Them two together were just like Noiseworks, bang, 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 bang. You know, great band. Go and see them live. Wow, you know,
Yeah.
love it. You know, and
John, obviously, with the major health issues up and down that Jimmy's had over the last good few years, What an honor, and what a, was this incredible gratefulness and thankfulness to be able to record a song with him,
Yeah,
after the turbulent period that he's had.
yeah, I've recorded with him before. We did one off Double Happiness. What will they do when Danny's gone? It's with singing with Jim's always good. You
Yeah.
know, you got to up your game. With this one, Jimmy didn't do that. Jimmy, he realized he had two brothers, and we went to our bass line and sung from the heart, which is a totally different game. Now you get millions of dollars for singing in front of the audience and being Jimmy Barnes. I have people all the time saying, "Oh, he screams, he screams." You want to hear that guy sing properly. If you were getting tens of millions of dollars a year for screaming, you'd scream too. Like I scream for a lot less than that, I tell you. But the point is that that's the type of thing. The industry's so fickle,
Yeah.
but the people in it aren't. They're genuine. Give
Yeah.
them the right song.
Yeah.
See, it's got all to do with the song. When we did Dark Side of the Street, on which Jim's already done,
Yeah.
I had to do a vocal on it, and Kevin Shirley was the producer. I mean, he's sort of like the Stones are waiting for him, Aerosmith, everybody, and he's got a little studio in Sydney that he comes home to, a little studio, so it's like my house. um, but he's such a cool guy. I said, oh, he said, I'll send you Jimmy's and I'll send you a little backing track with it, And I went, yeah, a little backing track, that'd be nice. So he sent me Jimmy's, and I thought Jimmy's vocal was like, oh, I can't swear, but, oh, what am I going to do? So I thought, okay, I'll just have a trial. So I plugged my mic in and I was doing it and I sent it to him. And he said, yeah, yeah. I said, is that the idea? He said, yeah, yeah, that's it. That's it. And
Mad.
I said, okay, I'll just do it now. He said, no, you don't realize that's it. That's the one. What you've done is you've contacted the emotion in the lyrics and portrayed it in the melody. And I went, really? I was going to get a Neumann mic. He said, it's the singer, it's not the mic. You can spend $5,000 on a mic or $30,000 on a mic, but he said, you've done it. And Diesel said the same thing too. I said, is that okay? That's just an idea. Please don't judge, me paranoid. Don't judge it. And he just said, no, it's fine. It's great. That's exactly what we want, because he had the dream and he
So
got up,
magnific.
wrote the thing, sent it to me, and it was done on the same day. He got up in the morning, I finished the vocal, sent it back, and Diesel just did little tweaks on it, like no big mad guitar. It's only just him and me putting it down live. Yeah, I'm in Coffs Harbour, he's in Sydney.
Yeah. And that's the way we work now. It's great.
Yes,
Hey, but obviously with all these amazing collaborations, and we didn't even touch on all of them, but I mean, obviously Alan Barnes is in there as well. Kevin Borwick is in there as well. Borich, sorry, is in there as well. An incredible array of amazing artists that have, kicked serious butt. Is there somebody in that list that was absolutely terrifying to work with, thinking, how am I going to pull this one off?
yeah.
Who would that one be?
Which one do I start with?
Yeah.
Not really, because I admire them all, like I really like vocally, they're all on the top of their game. Mossy sent me lately with an acoustic guitar and him singing it. And I went, oh. I just was, because me and him used to be in the early days of Cold Chisel. I was part of the game, and we would sit and listen to Stevie Wonder over and over, and we'd take the licks and rip off the little sets of triplets and stuff he does. But it was more the soul, the compassion that he has in his voice. Now, Mossy could sing a bloody a menu at a restaurant, and it was still so good. But I was sitting talking to my wife, and I said, "Look, I've got to go into the studio. I can't. It was driving me. I was okay. My paranoia came up, because I don't. It's not that I didn't want to be outshone by him, because it wasn't about competition. I wanted to get to that level that he got to with it lately. Like the words are beautiful,
Oh,
and that's what I always wanted. And Mossy always gives. In fact, all the guys do that. they give you you want to get that song that people sit in the back of the car when they're young, and they go, "This is our song," you know.
Yeah.
Me, lately, I've been staring in the mirror, still in love with myself.
Hey,
You
I
know,
mean, obviously, this album is amazing. I mean,
yeah.
everyone's saying it. It's just outstanding. And I mean, vocally, you're just on fire. But obviously, it's a hard album to actually tour, as per the record.
Yeah.
But are you going to approach some kind of tour somehow?
Well, the easy way to do it is for me to join the Capretors.
Yeah, exactly. They're all in it.
They're all in it.
Yeah.
But no, it's not like that. It wasn't for that. It was going to be my swan song. Like I was just going to, okay, I'm 73. I've got certain health issues and stuff like that. So you start looking at the reality of life.
Yeah.
And the reality of life is you're not dead until you actually, when they start nailing that top of that thing on, then you're dead. But
Yeah.
until then, you've got to be giving it everything you can every day.
Credit to you.
And, this became a passion, and became something that I fell in love with. Where before I had record companies who were doing all the work and all the artwork and everything, A young girl did this, Holly Nichols. She's a beautiful girl, and I can't begin to tell you the people that are behind it who are not getting a lot of money. They're not getting any money, put
Yeah.
it that way, because I haven't got any. It was never not what a great thing that you'll understand is that these people, when I said, "Would you do a song with us?" They didn't say, "What's a song and how much am I getting for it?" That's normally the first question you get asked by a session player or a singer. Never with these guys. That
Yeah.
song with Kevin Burridge, by the way, we wrote that 45 years ago
Wow.
in Bondi Junction. We were at a barbecue at his place, just me and him and my wife and his wife.
Yeah.
Um, he went out to the garage and he said, "I've got this idea," and he said, "Sing over it." And I said, "Well, what's it?" He said, "Sing, sing, sing, sing." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, 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 okay." So we did it. And he rang me up. He said, "I'm doing a duets album. Can I put that on there?" I said, "Yeah, definitely." So
Wow.
I rang him up and I said, "Well, I'm doing a duets album. Can I put that on?" Yeah, 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 yeah.
I
You know,
love it. I love it.
and that's the sort of friendship it is. If you get something from 45 years ago, it's not a bad idea. Like it
So do
starts
you
and,
think,
and
would
the
you like to
tour.
do a tour?
I would, but it would take a massive amount of money to put that on the road,
Yeah.
because I would not want to do it without, unless I could get the strings, the whole thing, and give the people what this type of show deserves,
Yeah.
and it would be probably bigger theater than the people that I love can afford to go to, to pay the money
Yeah.
to get that sort of stuff. So I'd rather do it with. I do it all the time in Adelaide with Gleeso. Gleeso's he's a
He's a
champion.
legend.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I said to him, "I've got to raise some money to try and do the album." He said, "Well, why don't we do a gig? Let's do a gig at the government." I said, "Oh God, yeah, cool." And comes to money, mate, don't worry about it. Put
Yeah.
it towards the album. And God bless his heart, because
Keep it
he's
going.
never, ever, ever, ever not. And I say not all, but Gleason's just, yes, I'm there. I'm there. What time? What shall I wear?
Yeah.
Well, the usual.
Art is huge. A big
Yeah,
art.
yeah, and he's this quintessential street eloquent rock and roller, because
Yeah.
he doesn't put on any airs and graces for anybody. And he said, "Ah, yeah, it's going around like a frog in a sock in a blender," "Oh, that means it's charting,"
I
And
love
I
it.
just oh,
Oh
but
my God.
he really is. He's something else. Wendy Matthews, she's best session singer. Mahalia Barnes, I gave her People Get Ready, and I'm not kidding you. She said, "Uncle John, I'm flat out. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing that." And I went, "Okay, can you have a try?" She said, "I'll throw something down." So she threw a vocal down and she sent it to me, and I just went, you know,
Wow.
what can you say? Have a listen to her sing. She's
What?
just.
Well, I've like seen her perform live a good few times now. I'm just blown away with her abilities. Like
Have you
outstanding.
seen the young boy that's in Jesus Christ Superstar with her?
Yeah.
Oh, he is just.
Mesmerizing. I can't even
Yeah.
deal. It's just great. I mean, the talent that we've got in Australia now is just getting bigger and thicker. Insane.
we're also getting older, so we start to realize that if we bring the talented people who we love around us together,
Yep.
you guarantee to, you know, look at Mahalia's band. The backing singers in her band are in Joe Bonamassa's band in the States. So they finish with Mahalia and they fly over to the States and do Joe Bonamassa.
Yeah.
That is what you call friendship, you know, like, and I'm afraid that that's the level of friendship we've got in the music industry here. Unfortunately, the young kids don't think about it like that. It's the people you're good to on the way up who, when you're on the way down, the people who are on the way up are good to you. That hence I try to do it with the kids, you know, not because I want to be, because I won't be here when they're gone up, you know. But the point being, they really need to think about this a little bit more seriously. It's about the music, not being a star.
Yeah, no, I agree. Make it all come from the heart, always,
Yes,
not the head. Hey,
yes,
John, one last question for you before my
yes.
Zoom timer clicks off.
Yes, we can talk.
Oh gosh, we can talk, can't we? I think you need to get to Adelaide and we do it face to face. That's what, or I'll
I'll bring
live over
I'll
there.
bring I'll bring a guitar and
Yeah,
glisten.
done, done. And we'll do some recording at the same time.
Mhm.
About with the second version, part two of the album. Um,
Absolutely.
Hey John, so personally, very personally, what does believe mean to you?
It means that for me, there's a track on there that's actually called "Believe." It's a Brooks and Dunn thing. When I heard it, I just thought, well, okay. And that Froggy from Songline, he said, "Mate, you should do that at the last track, but do it as a solo. Don't do it as a duet, as a dedication and the belief in all of those people who helped you out there, you know." And I
Yep,
just went, great title for an album. And I did the track and I sent it to him, and he said, finished. That's it. You know,
I love it.
absolutely. Because if you have to believe in what you're doing, and you have to, if you're doing it and it's fake, people will see through it eventually. You know, I'm
Yeah,
just getting back in contact with Joe's in Adelaide because I want to help the homeless people in Adelaide again. You know, because now I'm in a position that again I can use my profile to help somebody else. And best thing for me in the world is I feel best when I'm helping somebody else. You know, you get
yeah.
more out of it. And thank you. That's exactly what you're doing right now.
You are a good soul, John. Absolutely. And you know what? It is a pleasure to call you a friend. And
Yeah,
I'm
you are.
so thrilled. And I just love seeing all the success that you're happening or having with this new album. You absolutely deserve it. And
Thank you.
you know, it's spreading joy, it's spreading cheer, and it's bringing a community together.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
God bless, mate. Look
John.
after
Much
yourself.
respect. We'll speak again soon, pal.
Absolutely. Peace. Love.